What is going on YouTube? It's the Common Collector, and boy, if you hadn't heard about this ban list already, you know that I just have to drop this video right now. I know that I'm kind of behind on everyone. I was at work today, and all of a sudden I'm just getting all these pop-ups about the ban list and everything, and I just had to get going right on this video, so I'm going to be editing it tonight and hopefully posting it on Tuesday. So wow, what a ban list. So I mean, I don't think we've ever really had a ban list like that's been such an emotional roller coaster. It was like watching Avengers Infinity War, where you're just like, bad stuff is happening, but I'm excited about it because there's just so much stuff here. So let's just get right on into it. Follow along on your computer, cell phone, whatever you got in front of you. I don't really know how to put it up on the screen. If anyone knows, please let me know because I'm very new to this kind of stuff. Anyways, Eclipse Wyvern. That was kind of a crazy thing to ban. I don't think anyone really saw that coming, but with how prominent that card is in you know, the guard dragons and thunder dragons and everything, I mean, it just kind of had to go, I guess. And you know, it's not a hard once per turn or anything. So I mean, yeah, Eclipse Wyvern, you overstayed your welcome. So I'm sorry, very old card, but bye bye. This next one, I could not thank you more, Konami. The Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardich. Wow. For those of you who don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of Danger Orcus, and the fact that you're able to sprinkle in everything like Phantom Knights and the Neo-Spatians and everything, finally I was just ready for this stuff to get out of here. So, and Rusty was just such a pain to get over because you get all of these other resources to the field. You know, you can set your trap card onto the field, and then you get to negate, and there's just too much going on, too much that the Danger Orcus build had access to, which I think that was a very solid ban to go for. That card was just way overpowered from the get-go. Next, Altergeist Multifaker. I thought that was a pretty good ban. It seems like with this this whole ban list, there's kind of a trend of getting rid of cards that have been adding to the consistency of some of these really over-the-top decks. And not that Altergeist is really that over-the-top anymore, but definitely a good hit there. And you'll see kind of as we go along on here that there's just such a theme of that, getting rid of these cards that have been adding all this consistency to these decks. So then as we go along, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, and then further down the list we have White Dragon Wyvern Burster. Spoiler alert if this is your first time looking at this ban list. But I thought that was, again, just like the Eclipse Wyvern, like kind of out of nowhere if you're one of the older Yu-Gi-Oh players who used to play dragon decks back in the day. But I mean, for nowadays with these the Eclipse Wyvern and the Black and White Dragon, they've just been so abusable in these Guard Dragon as well as the Eclipse Wyvern in the Thunder Dragon build, that I think that it was just kind of time for those to get limited and banned. So you know, the one still searches out the other, but you're not going to be able to be running multiples in the deck, unfortunately. And I was really looking forward to building a Blue Eyes Guard Dragon kind of deck build, I think, and I have been working on it for the person in my one video who requested it. Thank you very much, Kaiba7 from Dual Nexus, if you ever see him on there. But I am working on it, and hey, this will be a new updated deck that'll be you know, up to date on the new banned cards, so that'll be good. I mean, it would have been horrible if I would have just dropped this new deck profile and then bam, these cards are banned. So going on next, Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms. It was interesting that they just brought one of them to limited, but if they would bring all four to limited, that would have just been absolutely nuts. Going on, Diagustal Emerald. that's got a lot of people happy, I want to say, and probably quite a few bit of people scared. So, but with Daigusto Emerald, just being able to get 3 of your cards from your grave, 3 of your monsters from your graveyard back into your deck, and then drawing a card, basically like a Pot of Avarice, which is a banned card, but not many people run the rank 4s anymore. So if you're running a deck with rank 4s, guess what? You get to take advantage of that, which is sort of the thing, you know. It's like if you're running you know, if you're running this sort of deck, you know, if you're running Salamangrates, which is a lot of level 3s and all that stuff, then you're going to be getting these kind of cards, which are generally the links and whatnot. But if you're running an old classic deck, I mean, there's a lot of decks that will be able to take advantage of this. And it's second effect, so, I mean, and it's got 2 effects. You can only use 1 each per turn, but, or 1 once per turn, but still, the other being to target a non-effect monster from your graveyard and then special summon it, which, again, super duper good. If depending on the deck that you're running, it's a non-effect monster, but you know, in the right deck, it can definitely have some potential. All right, so that's let's keep going on the limited cards here. Salamangrate Circle. Oh, I totally missed Salamangrate Gazelle, but let's just talk about those 2 together. So Salamangrates. Sorry, dudes. One bit of advice that I have for anybody out there, and one thing that I don't know if anyone's really been picking on, if you've been thinking about ordering Signet Mining yet, now's your time to do so, because Signet Mining is about, I mean, it's already like a $40 card, but it's gonna keep going up. So I mean, I looked on Amazon today, and right now they're at about 40 bucks. And so that's on July 15th of 2019, they're at 40 bucks. I wouldn't doubt it if they kind of get up there, so just keep an eye on that kind of stuff. So, because, I mean, with Salamangrate Gazelle and Circle going to 1, that's a lot of the searchability and consistency that's going out of the deck, which is, that's tough for it. And I mean, but with Salamangrates, if you're going to be topping at all of these like national tournaments, it's going to happen. You can't just keep doing that, and Konami's not going to ban you. Going on next, Sky Striker Multi-Roll. I think it was about time. It really wasn't a shocker. Everyone kind of knew Multi-Roll was probably going to be getting hit, if not more. It's crazy that Salamangrates got hit so hard. I mean, and Multi-Roll is a really good card. So I mean, yeah, they only got hit with 1 to limited, but such a ridiculous card. So moving on now. Terraforming, like, ow, not that it's like the worst thing in the world, but spoiler alert again, going a little bit further down the list, not only terraforming, but also why can't I think of the card right now? Metaverse is, both of those are now limited, which means that your searching for your field spell cards is not going to be going as good nowadays. So that's just that was a really interesting ban that I thought, but again, like, just kind of the theme with today is going taking down the consistency of some of these decks, which is just ridiculous. And I mean, that's going to be hurting decks that don't search out their field spells as good, like some of those kind of gimmicky fun decks that everyone runs. Like, for instance, I love running Toon and Ghost Trick, and now it's just going to be that much harder to get those field spells that you really need to your side of the field. So that's kind of a bummer, but it kind of needed to be done for some of these others. And then going on right after Terraforming to Trickstar Light Stage, which again, just sort of a hit that had to happen. But yeah, not a good day for the field spells, that's for sure. Okay, and then going down a little bit, now we're going on to the semi-limited cards, and I mean, like, okay, obviously the top cards of the list are the crazy ones, but like the semi-limited list just went from like that to like boom. I mean, all of the cards on here that are new or was limited is, I mean, so we got Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, Danger Nessie, Jackalope, Tusho, I still don't know how to pronounce the name, Destiny Hero Malicious Estate, obviously, Aether the Heavenly Monarch, and Elemental Hero Stratos! Yeah! Yeah! I'm sorry, but I've been running heroes ever since they came out. I'm just finishing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX on the anime right now. But I've always loved heroes, and it always just bugged me how Stratos was always forbidden forever. And then, like, I started really getting into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And then finally they went into limited, and now semi-limited, which, I mean, but there's so much other crazy resources in the deck nowadays. I mean, you can search out a hero with anything. Like, I mean, you've got your Vision Hero Vion, which is sending stuff to the graveyard. You've got Elemental Hero, why can't I think of her name? Shadow Mist. She adds to the hand when sent to the graveyard, and obviously Emergency Call, which is I mean, but obviously you got to respect that Stratos can pop spell and trap cards as well. Moving on, Inzektor Dragonfly, Necroface still on their semi-limited, Performage Damage Juggler, Necroz, and Royal Tribute. My best friend who runs Gravekeepers is super excited about that. So, and I mean, it's such a crazy card, but also, you know, in this current meta, you know, decks like, you know, a lot of decks like their cards going to the graveyard, so or their monsters going to the graveyard. So Royal Tribute sometimes is good, sometimes isn't. So but I think a lot of Gravekeepers decks are going to start running that. Going on now to the unlimited list, which again, just like usually the unlimited list is like 2 or 3 cards, and here there's 8 cards. This is the craziest banned list ever. So now Clifford Scout Unlimited was limited, so there's 2 more copies for you Clifford people. Luster Pendulum the Draco Slayer, now semi-limited. Trishula, Dark Hole, Monster Gate, Rekindling, Super Poly, and Solemn Judgment. I mean, Solemn Judgment is like whatever. I mean, Solemn Judgment is a good card, but people don't run a lot. I mean, people probably run it at 3 now, but I mean, but Super Poly, like, there's a lot of decks that can abuse that. So anyways, guys, there's really not too much more to say about this, but I just kind of want to get this discussion video up and out because a lot of people are talking about this kind of stuff, and this is my first discussion video I've done. So if you guys liked what you saw, please leave me a like and let me know in the future what I can do to make these discussion videos better. I know I don't have much of a good background. This is like the tiniest blank wall of space. I'm the common collector. That's what I call myself, because there's posters and paintings and stuff, comic books everywhere. So yeah, go easy on me. Like, I have a poster of Eminem right here. That's the corner of it that you're seeing. I have a Van Gogh over there. So just, you know, I don't have a whole lot of room. Eventually, one day, maybe I will. But anyways, if you liked what you saw, I'm sorry, I'm rambling again. Just please leave a like, subscribe, and tell me what I can do in the future to be better at these. And let me know what you thought about the video, because I've never done a ban list discussion before, but we're not getting one of these until October. Anyways, Common Collector out. Thanks, dudes.